Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of Birds vs. Boys. If you have not caught our preview show of the start of the NFL season with the Cowboys and the Eagles kicking it off, make sure you head on over and watch that right now. We are recording on Thursday afternoon, just simply hours before the NFL season kicks off. And like every year on Birds vs. Boys, if it's your first time here, welcome. We do this every year. If you are loyal followers, I know you've been looking forward to this. It's our division and award predictions for the 2025 NFL season. Aidan and I will rapid fire through who we will believe will win each division in the NFC and the AFC, as well as the league MVP, the offensive player of the year, the defensive player of the year, the offensive rookie of the year, the defensive rookie of the year, and the NFL's comeback player of the year. We will do all of this in a quick 10 to 15 minute video here on the Birds vs. Boys YouTube page or wherever you are listening to our beautiful sounding voices. Aidan, let's get this going.
Let's do it. I'm excited to do this. As you said, this is tradition, and as is tradition, doing it right before the season. I will say one thing, KMess. I do miss Vince being here to do this and somehow mixing Derek Carr into the conversation for division winners or some type of award. So I do miss that aspect of it, but we're still full steam ahead.
Let me quickly Google rookie kickers, and I'll put them in as offensive player of the year for Vince.
I know my Vince, and he would have found a way to get Spencer Rattler's name into this conversation in some form or fashion.
He's gonna put, what would be the funniest thing ever if you put Spencer Rattler as your comeback player of the year, and then you put Tyler Shuck as the offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah. Just a little bit of both.
Just a little sprinkle of each. All right. So we're going to do player awards first, and then we're going to jump over to the divisions with the grand finale, of course, being the NFC East division winner because, hey, this is Birds vs. Boys. So, Aidan, let's start at the top here with the MVP of the NFL. Who do you believe will be the most valuable player in the NFL in 2025?
Kevin?
Why is it Tyler Booker?
And why is it that rookie of the year? Potentially. I had a name written down, and it's a very familiar name, and everybody will be on that bandwagon, and I think they'd respect it. I had Joe Burrow written down. And I thought to myself, he might have the stats, but another guy has the campaign, he has the storylines, and this year, more so than the last, I think he will have the stats. He was the runner-up for MVP in 2022 before he hurt his shoulder. Let's get the bias going right now. Jalen Hurts for MVP this season.
So predictable.
I feel like that might be unpredictable.
I mean, coming from a Birds vs. Boys podcast.
True.
All right, I'm going to go the first name that you said, and I'm going with Joe Burrow. Like you said, the stat lines have been there. There have been times where he has been injured, but he has shown flashes of being the best quarterback in the NFL. And hey, we saw the future possibly Heisman winner from LSU, Doug Nussmeier, taking down Clemson this week. So it just seems like LSU quarterbacks are at the top right now. So I'm going to go with Joe Burrow to finally put it together from week 1 to however many weeks he plays, and put up an MVP caliber season.
And I honestly think he can. I think he'll have MVP stats. Here is another reason. If those two go head-to-head, why it could benefit Jalen Hurts. I won't spend too much time on it. I think one thing that docks Jalen is how good the team is. Well, I expect big things from Chase Brown. He's throwing to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. If he has all those guys, it's really hard to favor Burrow in terms of like, oh, well, Hurts is carried by this super team. He has so much talent around him when Burrow will have equally as much talent around him this year. At least skill position-wise.
Except for the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I was going to say. Not necessarily all 22 guys, but 11 guys on offense, maybe.
All right, let's go to offensive player of the year. You want me to go first on this one?
Sure. Yeah, let's rotate it.
We'll go alternate, bang, bang, back and forth.
Let's do it.
This kind of may team up with my MVP, but I'm going with Jamar Chase.
Back to
I think if Joe Burrow has a MVP season, who's he going to get the ball to? Obviously, they got T. Higgins there too. It's got to be spread out a little bit, but there's all the talk always about the other receivers. Now, listen, Jamar Chase gets his due. Everybody's talking about A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Everybody's talking about George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. I think this is going to be an FU tour this season for Jamar Chase to show why he's the best receiver in the game. And I think pairing that with an MVP season of Joe Burrow, that could spell disasters for other NFL defenses.
I think that's a really good choice considering last year he was the Triple Crown winner, and you'd assume a receiver getting the Triple Crown, it would take something historic to stop that from winning Offensive Player of the Year. It took an all-time, maybe the best running back season of all time from Saquon Barkley to prohibit Jamar Chase from getting it. If he's even in the stratosphere of what he accomplished last year with that Triple Crown, he could be the winner. I like that pick. I'm actually going to go back to the running back not Saquon, though. Another running back, still just 23 years old, going into his third season. This is a guy who's put up top 5 all-purpose yards his first 2 seasons, and those were on pretty bad offenses. I think this will be the best offense that he has this year, and spoiler alert, I can see his team doing well within their division. I'm going with Bijan Robinson. I think he could be next up in terms of he doesn't play in a huge market there in Atlanta, but I do think he can become a very, very household name if he is not already, and maybe be the guy eclipsing 2,000 yards himself.
Not a bad choice at all. Another running back that everybody penciled in to be a Dallas Cowboy. Just like, hey, maybe the other one out in LA Vegas, who could be a possible offensive rookie of the year this year. All right, let's go defensive player of the year, Aidan.
All right. Now, this is one you're probably going to think bias-wise. I'd say Jalen Carter. I'd go Zach Bond, Quinyon Mitchell, Eagles guys. I'm going to go to the polar opposite. I'm going to be the guy and choose the person who hates the Eagles seemingly the most in Jared Verse. Jared Verse was the defensive rookie of the year a year ago. I think that production will only continue to surmount. He played his best football as the year went on, concluding in that playoff game against the Eagles, where he was a one-man wrecking crew. I think that is still a relatively good Rams defense. I think that's a Rams team that's going to compete. And if they are competing, if they are in prime time, you are going to see that production nationwide. And I think some of the other guys that are normally in this conversation, the TJ Watts, the Myles Garretts, maybe not playing on the best teams, maybe not getting the, notoriety that they once had because they've been voted for in this award. I think this is a new era of candidates, and he is going to lead the charge.
Love that. I'm going with someone who I'm not even going to give Micah Parsons. That's all I'm going to say because.
Well, Kevin, listen, there's no way he wins Defensive Player of the Year because we have nothing in recent history that would suggest losing a franchise cornerstone from an NFC East team to go to another team would backfire so tremendously that would turn out to be a historic, productive season for that player that left the NFC East team.
Nope.
Never once. So I think you're good there.
Never once. All right, offensive rookie of the year here. I am going to go with Travis Hunter. I think he is going to ball out this year as a wide receiver. We'll see how many snaps he gets as a defensive player this season, but I am going with Travis Hunter. I think he's going to dance his way to the record books and this award. Now, before we go, would you like me to give my defensive rookie of the year before you give your spiel?
Yes.
Okay.
Go for it.
So that was my offensive rookie. I'm going to go my defensive rookie of the year here too, and then I'm going to let Aidan give his. My defensive rookie of the year, I'm going with Abdul Carter, another number 11 coming out of Penn State. I think he has the opportunity to thrive on this Giants defensive line. I don't think there's a better, you might fight me here in Philly, but I think they are one of the top 2 interior defensive lines of the league. And then if you just add what they have across all the way with the pass rushers, I think the Giants defensive line could be top 3 in the entire NFL total as a whole. And you have the ability and the athleticism and the talent that Abdul Carter has, and you put him on a line like that, it's only going to help him thrive even more,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I think he's going to be special. We've been talking about him on this show for 2 years when we do draft coverage. So I can absolutely see. I'm distracted by the bunny on your finger with the espresso, but you're getting all types of stuff on this show because I realized when I was doing my notes and I picked them up, this is my biometric screening I had to do for work. So if you're watching on YouTube, not only did you get my predictions, you're also getting my height, weight, and blood pressure. So you're getting one of everything from me today.
There you go. You get everything.
Yeah, you're getting YouTube, all types of YouTube content. Kevin's got the rabbit going, and I have all of my health metrics. My rookie of the year. I know the NFL loves gimmicks. They love being in the conversation, even if those conversations are somewhat controversial. So, what I think they do this year is have just one rookie of the year that goes both ways, both defense and offense. But how could you do that? There's only one way, and it would be Travis Hunter playing both ways. Think about the marketing campaign they could put behind a dual rookie of the year, both offensively and defensively. Think about how it was back when Shohei Ohtani was pitching for the first time. And we found out that there was this player who could hit 300, hit 50 home runs, and be the ace of your pitching staff. It was a marketing just flood. I think the same thing happens with Travis Hunter. I think at the end of the year, they make one joint offensive rookie and offensive rookie or defensive rookie of the year, Travis Hunter.
Not a bad thought, not a bad choice, not a bad story it would be. All right. We said we'd do this in 10 to 15 minutes. I knew that was going to be a lie. We're 12 minutes into this, and we're not even at the divisions. So let's go comeback player of the year here real quick, Aidan. Are we on the same stratosphere? Should we just go 1, 2, 3, who we think it is?
I think so.
1, 2, 3, Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. Okay.
Not saying Dak is going to have an MVP season. Obviously, neither of us picked him for MVP or for Offensive Player of the Year, but obviously he was hurt last year, missed a bulk of the season. Now he's coming back with arguably his best offensive line that he's had in years. A healthy Jake Ferguson, another year more into his prime CeeDee Lamb, and the addition of George Pickens. I think he has a chance to put up numbers again this year, and he is in Brian Schottenheimer's offense, somebody that is near and dear to his heart, and somebody he fought for to become the head coach. So I think he is set up, if he stays healthy, to have a very good season.
That was my line of thinking as well. I think he's going to have to throw a lot, so the stats will be there. And the lost season a year ago, who is, one of the faces of the league, and that could lead to comeback player of the year.
AKA he blows out his shoulder week 1 in Philadelphia. Okay. Let's go down the divisions. We'll make this quick. We'll start in the AFC East, Aidan. The AFC East.
I'm going with the Bills until someone proves me differently. I think they're building culture there with the New York Jets. I think the Patriots have something with Drake May. Somebody's got to prove to me, though, that they could beat New England, and we haven't seen it for a few years now when they have the reigning MVP in Josh Allen. So I'm not betting against that.
Right there with you with the AFC East. I don't think anything changes there. And this is the last season, I believe, in Orchard Park. So I think they're going to put that stadium to bed on a high note.
The right way.
The NFC North. This was a tough one for me because obviously I have Joe Burrow as MVP and Jamar Chase as Offensive Player of the Year, but that does not always account to wins, Aidan, because of the defense.
True.
So I am going to stick there also with arguably the best run organization in all of the NFL. Definitely top 3 with the Baltimore Ravens.
Listen, you may have Joe Burrow winning MVP and Jamar Chase being the Offensive Player of the Year, but I have the Bengals winning the AFC North. I think
Okay.
last year there was a team that gave up over 30 points 5+ times. So you think about it. If their defense could just somehow be 5 to 10% better, it could flip a few of those games where they could win those. And I think the Ravens, as much as we love them as a team with their culture, there are just some games that they let slip away in just frustrating fashion. I think you combine those two and flip the luck of those two teams, you have the Bengals winning the division. And I think we're not doing wild cards, but I still think the Ravens make the playoffs.
All right. The AFC South, Aidan. I'm not sure if my team is a surprise one here or not, but I'm interested to see who you have.
I might be way too high on this team. I'm actually dangerously high. I need someone to bring me back in. They're my team who's not my team. That's my team. And I'm a little worried. The Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm all in on the offensive coordinator that they brought in from Tampa Bay, where they had historic success with their offense a year ago. Now goes to Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence is now healthy. Brian Thomas is back for year 2. They seemingly have a generational talent in Travis Hunter. I think that they have improved on the offensive line as well. I'm way too high on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Somebody please save me.
So for the AFC South, for me, I am going with Duval. Same with you. I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. I don't know why. They'll probably win 3 games. But hey, are they playing in London twice again this year?
Probably.
Yeah. And probably
I can't
Saudi
wait for this
Arabia
team to,
and North Korea as well.
we've been
Anywhere but
doing this
Jacksonville,
show.
they're playing.
We've been doing this show 5 years. I know very well they're going to be 4-7, and we're going to be saying to ourselves on an episode in November, why did we choose this team? Why did we say they were going to win a division?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. AFC West. Listen, I think the NFL's power is too strong. Taylor Swift's power is too strong. The story is too strong. She's going to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show announcing she's pregnant, and the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl in Travis Kelce's last game. And then Travis, Jason, Taylor, both Kelce families are going to move and live in a big compound together. And someday it's going to be Kelce and Kelce on the ticket for president and vice president of the world. So I'm going with the Chiefs.
And it all starts with the Chiefs winning the AFC West this year. All of that. You've got quite the domino meme going. But I'm also the Chiefs. It's like the Derrick Henry and fantasy thing. It's like, well, he keeps being successful. I'm just going to keep riding this. Like I don't want to be the one who goes bold and says somebody else is going to win this. I got to see it with my own eyes that somebody can beat the Chiefs.
Yep. All right, let's head over to the NFC, and we will end with the NFC East here. So I will start with the North, Aidan. Actually, no, it's your go. Sorry.
I can start with the North. I think we might be on the same wavelength with it. I do have the Packers. I think it was a pretty good defense before. I think it'll be really, really good now with Micah Parsons. I am worried a little bit about their offense, but I have concerns with Detroit as well. The quarterback with the most pressure, I think, in the league this year is absolutely Jordan Love. We'll see. Hopefully, they're better skill position wise with Matthew Golden, but I just think I think it's going to be a tough division with all 4 of those teams. But I'm leaning Packers.
All right, I am going with the Packers as well. I think they have the aura around them. They have Micah Parsons here. I think the Lions may come back down to earth a little bit. I think the Bears are going to not be as good as people say, even though they're the sexy pick. So I'm going with the Packers. The NFC South, Aidan. I can't make up my mind because this division stinks. I don't really care. So I have brought my 3-year-old daughter here to answer this question. So Emma.
Hey, Emma.
Who wins the NFC South? The Buccaneers, the Saints, the Panthers, or the Falcons? What name do you like best? You can tell Daddy. Falcons, Bucks, or Saints, or Panthers? You like Panthers? Told her she had to answer, knew she wouldn't. Buccaneer? Buccaneers. I got a head nod. Buccaneers are Emma's pick for the South because this division stinks, and I'm not giving it even enough time in my mind for me to choose. Thank you, Emma.
Not so fast, Emma. I alluded to this before, but I think the Falcons win the division this year. I'm very high on Michael Penix. I think if they were even decent on offense a year ago, quarterback wise, they could have won it a year ago. And this year, with a full 17 game Michael Penix, I think they can do it.
All right. The NFC East. Would you like me
NFC
to go
West.
first? Oh,
No.
West. I'm sorry. We forgot the West. I'm going with the Rams. You mentioned Jared Verse earlier. I think their defensive line. I mentioned the Eagles' defensive line. I mentioned the Giants earlier. I also think that the Rams are in that top 3 of defensive lines.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with the Rams with also Matthew Stafford, maybe his last hurrah.
I'm also going with the Rams. I don't know how much I'm buying into the Matthew Stafford back injury, but I am buying into the one last ride, Matthew Stafford. I touched on Jared Verse, who I think could be an absolute top 5 star in this league. I think it's a really solid defensive front. Puka Nacua with Devontae Adams, I think, is better than Puka and Cooper Kupp was a year ago. So they improved on offense. I'm all in on the Rams this year. I think they could be formidable competition for the Eagles to get back to the Super Bowl.
Agreed. And I think it will all depend on where that game is played in the playoffs and what the weather is. All right. NFC East. You're the defending reigning Super Bowl champion, so I'll let you tell me if you want to go first or last.
I'd like to go last.
Okay.
Defer.
I think it's the Philadelphia Eagles. If you listen to this show, and I said it yesterday on our preview show, I will never give you the DC4L rah rah ha ha. This is our year thing. Listen, do I think the Cowboys are being a little underrated this year? Yeah. Do I think 8.5 points to open the season is a lot? I do. But that doesn't mean I think they're going to go out there and win 12 games. I thought it was a stretch that they were going to win 10 games when they had Micah. Now they don't. I think the Cowboys are a max 9-win team, and I think that's saying a lot. I think the Giants might be a little better than people think this year. I know the Commanders, they're still the Commanders, but until the champ gets knocked down, aka Rocky Balboa, I don't see them losing this division. And I get it. People are going to go back to the 20 some odd years of there has never been a repeat winner in this division, and don't mess with the streak. I get that. Don't bet against a streak. But all things do come to an end. And when there is a team this stacked in terms of talent and young talent, I'm not going to bet against it unless there is injuries. I think that's the only way this team gets knocked down this year division-wise. It's not saying that they're going to win the Super Bowl, because not the best team in the league always wins that, right? But I think division-wise, I think it's theirs for the taking.
As you mentioned, it's been over 20 years since a team has repeated as division champ in the NFC East. But if you're old enough, think back to that time in those Eagles rosters and what about them allowed them to repeat again and again and again 4 and 5 times. It was the culture that they built by drafting generational talent. It was one of the best secondaries we have ever seen in the Eagles' history. It was great linebacker play that we haven't seen until now. It was a franchise cornerback. It was a great running back. All of these things the Eagles now have again and in their prime. I am going with the Philadelphia Eagles to repeat as division champions in the NFC East in 2025.
And I think you are correct. All right, that's our prediction show. We promised you 10. We gave you 25 because that is what we do here at Birds vs. Boys. Squirrel. We can never stay fully on track, even though I thought we stayed pretty on track with this one. It's just there's a lot of information. We like to give you the goods. So hit the comments below on the YouTube page. Let us know who your predictions are. We love to interact. We love to see. And then we always go back at the end of the season and see where we stood. So, Aidan, thank you. Good luck this season. Birds vs. Boys officially kicking off tonight to start the season. And those are our predictions. So make sure if it's your first time here, smash that subscribe button on the YouTube page. Follow us anywhere you listen to podcasts. Birds vs. Boys pod. You will be getting full episodes all season, mini breakdowns, reaction shows. It's a wild ride during the season, especially when one of us is defending Super Bowl champs. Enjoy it. And absolutely follow us everywhere on social media for all of our funny memes, 'Twas the Night Before Kickoff specials, and anything else you can get on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and beyond. We'll catch you during the season. We'll see.
Chris Hansen here, and I'm going to need you all to take a seat right over there and check out Birds versus Boys.
I think you're completely right here, and I hate it.
Yep. Hey, idiots. Stop doing dumb things.
I got 2 phones.
Upset alert. Upset alert. I might go insane.
I think you're already there.
There's no hope. Hope is gone. If this was an AFC North podcast, we'd be done in 15 minutes.
Bob Hope.
I'm going to drink bleach.
That is the team you promised me you were going to be this year.
This is the Consciously Hopeful podcast.
I'll be watching.